Welcome back to another fun-filled edition of City Beats. I'm Michelle, your host for the show. Now let's take a look at today's top stories that are happening around our town this week.
88 keys and a pair of perfect feet. We've got front row seats to the Sydney Dance Company's performance of Grand. From the lands of legends, Hualei and Lifestyle Beat travel to the spectacular landscapes of Lijiang. And French Impressions, a Chinese painter captures France's landscapes with Eastern sensibilities, only on City Beat.
Music and dance are inseparable. Australian Graham Murphy is taking that relationship one step further to explore the connection between an artist and an instrument. In his new production Grand, he intertwines compositions, the artist, and the piano. Let's take a look.
This work is inspired really by my mother's passion for music. My mother died not so very long ago, and that inspired me to do a work as a tribute to her, because she was the one who actually inspired me to become a dancer. It was through her playing the piano that I began as a tiny child to dance and to move, and that grew and grew until I became a dancer and later a choreographer.
Grand is the latest work by famed Australian choreographer Graham Murphy. In it, the grand piano becomes the symbolic presence of his mother. His 25 years of dance experience is combined with the memories and emotions of his life. Representing a fragment of Murphy's childhood, a dancer squirms and teeters her way through an amusing routine to the tune of the Broken Little Music Box.
My mother used to play for me for the competitions, for the Eisteddfods, which were when young people came and performed to win prizes or compete against other schools, etc. And so I put in a little section of competition, and most of the dancers in my company said, we used to do these competitions when we were young too, so they understood the atmosphere of nervousness, of tension. So, strangely, it is essentially an abstract work with no real story, but it is full of themes, it is full of emotion, it's like a journey.
The work encompasses a range of easy listening styles over the last 2 centuries, from classical to jazz to Latin American.
Or shall we dance with never a care? Life is short, we're growing older, don't you be? And also, you'd better
I think that Grand passes through so many styles, a little like my life passed through many styles. There was a time when I was very dedicated to classical dance when I was young. There was a time when I did more jazz. There was a time when I was really more interested in contemporary interpretation of movement.
This spectrum of music has been challenging for the dancers who change from one mode to the next, as well as the pianist who performs non-stop for 80 minutes. It has also created an exciting theatre experience for the audience. Grand is a theatrical exploration of the mechanics of the piano and the art of the performance.
As a choreographer, my job is to often reflect the feel of the music, or sometimes to fight against the feel of the music, to make a tension there, and that's important. But I think there is no music that you can't interpret through dance, and I think George Balanchine got it right when he said, and I'm not quoting correctly, but he said, music is the floor on which we dance, and so we reflect that surface, and that is, I think that is my job as a choreographer.
Complementing the choreography are costumes by fashion designer Akira Isogawa and stage sets by Jared Manuel. This highlight of the Shanghai Art Festival shares not only Murphy's talents but also a glimpse into his personal life. It is sure to leave a lasting impression on Chinese audiences and the dance world.